Child's pose. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. For anyone who's new to me, my name is Jess, and I'm teaching out of our Tacoma studio. And this is 45 minutes of power flow, but the request today is for some deep stretching. So we're going to make sure we get you nice and stretched out. So starting off in child's pose, go ahead and let your hips sink heavy towards your heels. The arms stretch out long in front of you. Forehead falls toward the mat. And you breathe. Notice how it feels to be still. Notice how it feels to inhale deeply and exhale fully. We'll take about 5 more breaths right here, just breathing. As you finish out those 5 breaths, if you'd like to settle on an intention for your practice, it's just your own word or phrase, an idea that'll sort of be your anchor. You can always circle back to it throughout the practice. Today, my intention that I'm offer you, if you'd like, is just peace, 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 peace. It's kind of a wild morning in my household between the 4-year-old and the 2-year-old. So this practice for me is about peace, peace, peace. All right, on your next inhale, rise up to all 4s. And we'll take some cat-cows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest. And do that a few more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, round it out. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and do 2 more and feel free to wiggle, let it rock side to side, forward, back, whatever you need. Just kind of getting into your body today. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, down dog. And just keep moving and wiggling in that intuitive kind of way. Maybe you even close your eyes, pedal the knees, shake the head, rock the hips. Whatever your body's asking, do that. One more breath here in down dog. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale forward to high plank. Push the ground away a little bit, puff up the shoulders, strong belly button to spine, and then look forward out past the front edge of your mat. One more breath here, building a little bit of heat and power. And then exhale, hips go up and back, down dog. Let's move that with breath. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, down dog. 3 more times. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, press back. Meeting in down dog. Lower your knees to the mat and then press your hips back to your heels once again. Stretch the arms long. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. We're going to link together those few movements we've done, those few poses we've done, moving with breath just to get the heart pumping a bit, blood flowing this morning. So inhale, come up to all 4s. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips back, down dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, knees to the mat, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Again, inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Moving smooth and steady. Knees to the mat. Exhale, child's pose. We'll do it 3 more times. Go ahead and kind of get lost in this rocking back and forth motion. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, knees down, all fours. Exhale, child's pose. Right away, inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, child's pose. Last time, inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Knees to the ground. Child's pose. Breathe here in child's pose. Notice, how did that change things? Notice the blood pumping, the heart beating, the breath in and out. Next inhale, rise to all fours, and we'll take a nice chest opening twist. Lift your right hand up to the sky, look up to that thumb, and then as you exhale, thread the needle. Bring your shoulder and cheek to the mat. Let your left hand reach toward the top of the mat so you get that long stretch through the left side body. 3 breaths here. Left hand comes back in, right hand rises up to the ceiling again, and place it on the mat. Same thing, other side, left hand goes high, and then thread the needle, pass it underneath. Shoulder to the mat, right hand reaches, and breathe. Bring yourself back up. Left hand reaches high and place it down on the mat. Take 1 more cat-cow here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round it out. Come back to flat. Send the hips high, down dog. Big breath here, in and out. Step your feet out to the edges of your mat, maybe even off. And then make your heels touch the ground. So maybe the feet need to come forward just a little bit. Take your right hand under your body, grab your left ankle or shin, and pull yourself under into this twist. Good. You can peek up towards the ceiling. Unwind your twist. Go right into the other side. Left hand to the right ankle. Pull yourself under. Feel that opening stretch through the upper body. Unwind, and then walk your feet up to your hands at the top of the mat. Fold in half. Keep your feet hips width apart or wider so you're nice and stable. Bend your knees a lot. And then give your head a little wiggle side to side. Shake your tail. Grab opposite elbows. Sway your torso. Release the hands down. Interlace them behind your low back. Straighten the arms up and over. Breathe here. Let your head wiggle around. Let those tight shoulders get some stretch. And then release your hands down. Rise up to standing. Reach all the way out and up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a nice big breath in. Great big breath out. Good. Really root down strong through your feet. Activate your legs. Lift the kneecaps, engage the quads. Zip up your core. Heart is high. Hands to the heart. Inhale, reach both hands high. With your right hand, grab your left wrist and stretch over to the right. So it's a nice sort of crescent moon shape you're creating with your body. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Switch your grip, stretch over to the left. Inhale, rise back up. On an exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat, long spine. And then exhale, hands to the mat, right foot steps all the way back. Lower the right knee down, lift your chest on an inhale. Good, so we're gonna take this in two ways. First is gonna be holding in your core, keeping your spine stacked over your tailbone, arms up. So really engage through the center of your body. Start to then move forward. This is it. That's all the farther forward I go when I'm really holding the abs in, right? It's big stretch in the front right hip flexor, but not a huge movement. While you're there, keep lifting your heart higher. Long neck and throat. Good, and then we'll take it the second way. That means let go with your core, and you might sink way down into it, right? So now there's a curve in the low back. It's a bit more of a back bend. It looks more dramatic. Doesn't necessarily feel more dramatic, but we'll take the arms up and back and let them trace back behind your head, maybe even pointing at the wall behind you. One more breath here. And then exhale, bring the hands down, frame that front foot. Draw your hips back for a half split. Flex the left foot up towards the sky. Breathe into your hips. Take both hands, cross them all the way over the left foot, and keep adding to that twist. So we're in half splits with a twist. If you can, press your palms into the mat. Woo, you might feel it all the way up the outside of your left leg. I certainly do. A couple more breaths here. Okay, unwind your twist, walk your hands back to the front. Bend the left leg, press the hands down around that foot. Tuck your back toes, step back to high plank. Great big breath in, big breath out. Down dog. Breathe here, in and out. Inhale, exhale. Lift your right leg up and back, and then touch your knee to your nose. Step your foot between your hands. Lower the back knee down, and we'll do the same thing we did on the other side. So engage your core, belly button to spine, long, low back. Reach for the sky. Keep the rib cage stacked over the hips as you start to move forward. Feel that through the front of your left hip. Good, I see some of you, can you even more, like pull your rib cage back over the top of your hips, tuck your tail under, but you're still moving everything kind of forward and down. Good. One more breath like that. Good, then just let it go. Whew, no more abs. Sink the hips forward, let it be a back bend. Lift up and back. One more breath like that. Good, hands come down around the front foot. Draw the hips back, straighten the right leg for half splits. Breathe. Then we take it into a twist. Walk your hands across the right leg, all the way over to the right as much as you can. Maybe let the palms press into the ground if they can. Breathe here. And then walk yourself back to the front of your mat. Bend that front knee. Tuck the back toes. Step forward. Fold in half at the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Stay in the fold. Interlace your hands at your low back. Drop the fist up and over, wring out your shoulders and chest again. Wiggle around if that helps you to sink into it. Can you make your palms touch? Good. Release your hands down. Inhale, lift halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Stand all the way up on the inhale, reach tall. And exhale, hands to heart. Nice big breath here. In and out. Inhale, arms reach up. Once again, right hand takes that left wrist and stretch over to the right. Inhale, up through center, switch the grip, stretch to the left. Beautiful. Rise up to center, reach tall, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Left foot steps all the way back. Keep the left knee lifted, rise up and reach to the sky. Breathe here. We want to mimic the first version of the knee down we did before. Stack the rib cage over the hips. You might want to bend your back knee to get that really straight up and down spine. Then keep it straight up and down and work to straighten that back leg out. That's going to give you tons and tons of stretch in your hips. Breathe here as you lift the crown of your head a little taller. All right, bring the hands down, frame the front foot and straighten the leg. So we're forward folded over the right leg. The heel of the back foot is still lifted. On an inhale, lift that heel up as high as you can in the sky. On an exhale, sink that heel low. Again, inhale, left heel rises up. Exhale, left heel sinks low. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale, just a gentle little rock back and forth. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink in. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Bend again into the front knee. Bring both hands inside of the right foot and let the right toes walk off to the edge, setting up your lizard lunge. Give yourself a little rock forward and back to sink the hips a little farther down towards the ground. Good. And then go ahead and lower the left knee, untuck the left toes, hang out right here. You can stay up on hands, or if you're ready for it today, come on down to forearms. If you're down on forearms, come up to hands again. Keep the left hand planted in the mat, right hand reaches to the sky to twist. Breathe into that twist. Let the right hand really lift up towards the sky as your rib cage rotates open. And then trace the right hand back, reach it behind you. Bend that back leg, see if you can grab a hold of the foot. And if your quads are tight like mine are, it's gonna really give you lots and lots of stretch. One more breath here. Release, bring both hands down. Tuck the back toes, step to plank. Big, huge breath out. Lift your left foot up and back behind you. Try to touch knee to nose. Step the foot between your hands. High lunge, rising up. Good. Work with that little bend in the back knee. Tuck your tail under, and then maybe straighten the leg a little more. You can feel that right front hip really stretching open. Good, and then we're gonna straighten the front leg and forward fold over it. Back heel is lifted. On an inhale, lift your right heel even higher. On an exhale, sink it down low. Good. It's a little movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more times. Heel lifts high. Heel sinks down. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. All right. Then bring both hands inside of the left foot, bend the left knee, and take the toes off the edge of the mat for lizard lunge. Nice little movement here to settle the body down into this shape. And if you'd like, lower the back knee down. You can come to forearms too. I forgot to say that. If you're already down there, great. Take a couple more breaths. And then if you're down on forearms, rise back up to your hands. Keep the right hand planted, the left hand lifts up to twist. Good. Really feel that twist in every little spot of your spine. Then trace your hand back behind you. Bend the back leg. See if you can find that foot. Oof, and breathe. Good, yeah. So if you can, instead of hips being back here over the knee, drop them forward. Good, good changes. One more breath here. And then let it all go. Hands come down, tuck the back toes. Keep your left foot wide. Step your right foot forward wide and come to a Malasana, yogi's squat. So feet are nice and wide, toes hanging off the edges of the mat. Spine is tall, collarbones wide open, elbows pushing the knees wide open. Good, breathe here. Okay, and then straighten your legs, forward fold, nice wide feet. Hang loose for a moment, give a little hip wiggle. Heel toe your feet in towards the center of the mat. They can stay about hips width apart. And then round all the way up to standing. Reach out and up, look up. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a big breath. Exhale it out. One more inhale. Big exhale. Good. Let's get moving. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down the middle. Inhale, halfway lift to flat back. Exhale, hands down, feet step or float back. Your first chaturanga of the day. Inhale to up dog. Feel the front of your hips right there. Oof. And then exhale, press up and back, down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Right leg reaches up and back behind you. Touch knee to nose. Step your foot between your hands. Go right up to warrior two. So the back heel spins down. Front knee is bending towards 90. Arms reaching strong. Good. Big breath here. Then straighten your front leg. You might bring the back foot in just a smidge, and we go to triangle pose. Reach, 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 reach. Then the right hand can go down and the left hand goes up. Good. Let this be long. So straight, long legs, straight, long spine, arms reaching. Fill it up with breath. Can you lean that top shoulder back into this a little bit more? And then inhale, rise all the way up. Turn both feet towards the long edges of your mat. Hands come to the hips. Lift your chest tall. Exhale, forward fold right down the middle. Drop the head, drop the hands. Hang here and breathe. On an inhale, lift halfway up. There's a flat back right there. Good. Now take your right hand over to your left ankle, left hand up to the sky to twist. And then come back through the center. Inhale, halfway lift, flat long spine. Switch sides. Left hand finds the right ankle, right hand reaches high. Come back to center, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips. Rise up on the next breath. Good. Warrior two to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Sink strong and steady into your legs. Reach strong through your arms. One more breath here. And then straighten both legs. Triangle pose to the left, which was probably the back of your mat. Reach, reach, reach. Left hand goes down, right hand goes high. And breathe. If possible, there's no weight in the bottom hand. So you're using core strength and leg strength. Breathe into that. And then on an inhale, rise back up. Good. Turn both feet to the long edges of your mat again. Interlace your hands at your low back. Punch that fist down, roll your shoulders open, look up, stretch your neck. And then lead with your heart as you forward fold up and over. Staying there, let yourself get heavy. Let the weight rock forward toward the ball of each foot. Good. Remember, you can let this pose go all the way till your head is touching the ground. And your hands stay clasped and go up and over and touch the ground. Which is a little comical because we're all so tight and tense from sitting at home in front of our computers these days. But someday we'll get back to wide open shoulders, right? All right, release your hands down. Lift halfway up on the inhale, flat back. Exhale right there. Inhale, stand all the way up. Warrior two to the front of the mat, right knee bends. Big breath in. Big breath out. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, reach it back. And then rise up, extended side angle. So right arm can rest on the thigh or palm presses down to the mat. Left arm is up and over. Whew, let this open up the side body. Those muscles that connect the top of your body to the lower body and kind of wrap from the back around to the front, really get tight. Let this stretch that space below the rib cage, above the hips. Good. 3 more breaths here. And then rise all the way back up. Straighten both legs. Pivot the feet so warrior two to the back of the mat. Bend into the left leg. Breathe here for a moment. Settle into it. Then flip the left palm, reverse. Good. Rise back up. Take the extended side angle to the left. Arm on the thigh or hand down to the ground. This would also be a great place if you have a block or a prop. You could put your left hand on that prop if the ground is feeling just a bit far away. Use your next inhale to rise back up. Great work, everybody. Straighten both legs, turn both toes to the long edge of the mat again. We're gonna take it down into Skandasana. So you can bring hands to your heart. Bend deep down into the right leg. Those left toes can point up towards the ceiling. You can be here or hands on the ground for support. Breathe. Good, and then slide it back. Bend the left leg, straighten the right. Slide it back to the front, bring the hands down, frame that front foot. Find your way up and back to down dog. You can flow with a chaturanga if you've been missing them, or just press up and back. We meet in down dog, big breath in, huge breath out. Lower your knees to the mat. Keep your hips stacked right above the knees and walk the hands forward, coming into puppy dog pose. Breathe here. Your chin can be on the mat or your forehead. Your heart is reaching down toward the ground. My goal in having you do this pose is lots of stretch through the upper body, shoulders, chest, back, armpits. Take 3 more breaths here. And then slide your hips back to your heels for a child's pose. Take your hands back and let them hold your feet or just rest next to your feet. So you're really collapsed and heavy in this child's pose. From here, lift your chest up and you're kneeling. Good. Let's take some camel pose for our back bend. Rise up on your knees. Try to keep the knees about hips width apart. They don't have to be zipped together. And look behind you. Make sure your feet are straight back behind you. Arms reach to the sky. Strong belly button to spine, core support. Swim the hands around. Place them at your low back. Think about lifting up high before you go back. Imagine I'm there lifting your rib cage up, 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 up. And from that, you find room to go back. 2 more breaths here. Use an inhale to rise back up with straight arms. Draw big circles, swim them forward. And then have a seat, hips to heels. Take a breath in neutral. Two more rounds of camel pose. On an inhale, come back up. Reach for the sky. Hands find the low back. Fingers can point up or down here. Up is going to be a big wrist and forearm stretch. Elbows draw close together. Puff up your chest. Take yourself back. If you'd like to reach for your heels, you could tuck your toes under or keep them untucked. Your choice, depending on where you're going today. Make sure your hips still push forward. And then use your strong core, rise up, swim the arms forward, have a seat in neutral, breathe. One more round when you're ready, rise up to the knees, reach for the sky. Take the hands to the low back first. The hands are a nice little reminder to your tailbone to stay down, right? Like lengthen that low back. Puff up the chest. And then when you're ready, go ahead and let the hands reach back and down to the feet if that's feeling okay for you today. Notice the space around your heart, the space around your throat, the space around your hips and pelvis. All of that is just wide open. When you're ready, you can find your way up and out of that. Beautiful work, everybody. Swim the arms forward. Have that seat on your heels for neutral for a moment. And take a breath. All right, moving slowly. We're gonna find our way back to down dog. So you can just come forward, nothing fancy about it. Tuck the toes, hips go high. Give yourself a breath there. And then lift your right leg high to the sky, bend your right knee. Let that knee lift high up. And then when you're ready, step it forward, half pigeon. So for half pigeon, the right shin is running parallel with the front edge of your mat or something close to that. You might want to grab the right foot and help it move a little bit forward. You want to find center between your hips, not sitting to the right or the left. And then you can start to fold forward and breathe. This pose is not everybody's cup of tea. So if you're here and it's making you want to never come back to yoga, go ahead and join me on your back. This is a way to get the same stretch, but with a little less severity. So you'll bend your left leg, the right ankle crosses over, and you pull the left thigh in towards your chest. Either way, we're targeting a big stretch, I should say, in the outer right hip and glutes. Couple that with breath, flowing in and softening things on the exhale. We'll take 3 more breaths. All right. If you're in half pigeon, lift your chest, press yourself up and back to down dog. If you're laying on your back, untangle your legs and switch sides. So the right knee will be bent, the left foot will cross over. Good. My down dogs, take that left leg high to the sky. Bend your knee for a moment, feel all that space, and then step it forward, half pigeon, left side. Good. Left leg is running, shin is running parallel with the front of the mat. Right leg is straight back behind you. And you forward fold if that's working for you today. All right, if you're in half pigeon, just lift your chest enough that you can sit off onto your left hip and swing your leg around and then lay all the way down. If you were laying on your back, stay there, untangle your legs, bring your feet to the mat, and we'll all meet here, laying on your back, knees bent. Everybody take a big windshield wiper with the knees side to side, let things kind of soften into place again. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. We're going to take the legs straight up to the sky, and I'm going to offer you a shoulder stand for an inversion. If you prefer not to invert or take some other inversion, go ahead, do your thing. You're also welcome to go right into Shavasana from here if you're ready for that. If you're with me for shoulder stand, those legs are reaching straight up, and then toss them up and over your head to plow pose. Bring your hands to your low back, hug those elbows in as close as they'll get, and then lift your legs to the sky. Breathe wherever you are. If you're in shoulder stand, hug the legs together, reach the feet up and breathe. We'll take 5 more breaths wherever you are. Coming out of shoulder stand, drop the legs back over your head to plow pose. If your toes touch the ground and you want to stretch the spine even deeper, bend your knees. Let the knees squeeze the ears or the temples. And then everybody slowly, slowly roll all the way out onto your back, using a little bit of core strength to slow the legs. Lower them all the way down to the ground. When you get there, take a big breath in. Big exhale out. Prop yourself up on your elbows and we'll take a fish pose, bending the spine in the opposite direction. So for fish, puff up the chest, let the head fall back. Once again, we have this huge opening across the throat and the heart. Breathe into that space. Draw some energy into the heart space, the throat, the crown of your head even. And then when you're ready, come down onto your back. Hug your right knee into your chest, give it a nice squeeze. And then cross it all the way over your body for a twist. Extend the right arm out. See if both shoulders want to find the mat today. Come back to center, switch legs, hug the left, straighten out the right. Cross the knee over your body to twist and look all the way over to your left hand. Come back into center. One last time, hug both knees in, squeeze everything tight into a little ball. And exhale, everything releases out for Shavasana. Allow yourself to sink into the most comfortable way that you can lie still. Soften the eyes and eyebrows, the jaw, the chest, the stomach, the hips. Soften the legs down to the feet and the arms down to the fingers. Allow everything to just be soft. Slowly bring some movement and awareness back to the breath, the fingers, the toes. Let your head rock side to side. Take an inhale and a big stretch, arms up over your head. Exhale, turn onto one side. And from there, in fetal position, take this last moment. Tell yourself thank you. Recognize the value of carving out time to take care of yourself. When you're ready, make your way up to seated. Your eyes can close if you like. Hands rest by your heart. And we'll wrap up our practice today with 3 breaths together. We inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bowing forward, we honor this practice of yoga for all it has to teach us, mind, body, spirit, on the mat and off. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice today. Great work. I hope you feel stretched and ready for a Friday. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all soon.